can we get an economist up in here? Can we get an economist up in here? Go ahead.
Yes, we can. This is a chart that we have shown you a few times over the Market Minute, and that is a consumer sentiment survey here in orange and vehicle sales in black. Vehicle sales are each month at a seasonally adjusted annual rate. And this is data that goes back decades here to give you some perspective. The reason why we're bringing this chart back is because we've had some bad prints recently. So zooming in on recent action in consumer sentiment, it's really pointing towards potentially weaker sales over the next few months as the auto sales, this is in units, needs to either catch down to consumer sentiment in our eye, or consumer sentiment may just turn up here as, maybe consumers, as we get through the election, maybe their confidence in vehicle buying conditions and overall spending potential turns back up again.
What I think is interesting that I've learned from James here is eventually if they keep on separating, there must be a catalyst, there must be an event in which then makes them flip and normalize. And as we're watching this, you see, and again, I love the fact that the data team here and the branding team as well broke it out like this and zoomed it in. It's separating, and it's separating more and more and more, and that is a cause for concern because of history and what's happened historically.
And Steve, you've talked about parity quite a great length over the last couple of weeks. I think this is a really good slide that really captures the discrepancy and parity that we've been seeing. As the consumer, they've now, for 5 months in a row, consumer sentiment has fallen, while overall unit volume has kind of just bounced up and down. But where this goes in the future, that's going to be very interesting to watch and to follow.
So a big part of the consumer sentiment survey is car buying intentions. We've shown this concept to you a few different ways over the last couple of months, but I think we've landed on the way we're going to choose to present this through the future. And this is a simple question on the survey. Are you buying a car in the next 6 months? The answer is yes or no or uncertain. So the way we're presenting this now to simplify things is simply yes minus no plus 100. It gives us a really handy way to assess whether we have a net tight market in terms of consumers or a net loose one, with 100 kind of at the middle. And this is data that goes all the way back to 1978, which is a lifetime in the car business. It is a big input into the survey on the prior page. And you can see over on the right, we've had 3 bad data points in a row. So less and less consumers are making 6-month plans to buy a car.
Now, James, why would that be?
Well, thanks, Phil. That's a great question. There is detail inside the survey. I know that all of you hear these complaints every single day, but this is useful data in terms of what consumers are complaining about, why they can't buy right now, or why they're not planning to buy right now. And we've got some news in here. The good news first is the personal situation of I can't afford it, which is the third bar here, has gone down quite a bit. And also supply in terms of, hey, they don't have this in my color or whatever, and selection and inventory, that's gone down. And then also consumers are finally getting used to prices. So slowly but surely, price level is going to get accepted by consumers, so that's gone down. But really the new constraint that consumers are facing is interest rates and credit tightness, be that down payment requirements, etc. That's rising. So right now, if you look at the top 2 complaints, it's all math. It's all what's the price, where can I finance it, how much do I have to put down, what do the payments look like, what interest rate is floating around out there. That's the state of the consumer market right now when they walk in the door.